Welcome back. Let's do question 5.1. Simplify. We are required to simplify this trigonometric expression to a single trigonometric term. Right, let's look at each component of the expression. We have this part here. How can we write that? I always remind people that we can write this as sine 180 degrees plus x and then squared like that. I think it's simpler to deal with it when it's like this. This is the whole thing squared. And then what about this part? This is a negative angle, sine negative x. That would be negative sine x. Okay, I'll always encourage you to put brackets if it's multiplication so that it is clear what you're doing there. Right, negative angles, remember, sine negative x is negative sine x, cos negative x is cos x, positive cos x, then tan negative x is negative tan x. Okay, right, and then we have here what we have. Just remember the co-ratios. Sine 90 plus x, that is cos x, and then the negative one is outside, so it's negative cos x like this, and then tan x is sine x over cos x, then minus 1. There's this minus 1 there. Okay, and then cos x divided by cos x is 1, so we remain with negative sine x in the denominator. Right, what about this one? We have to use the reduction formula here. This is in the third quadrant, so this is same as negative sine x, because in the third quadrant sine is negative, so it's negative sine x and then what? Squared, then times negative sine x, and then here we're left with negative sine x, so it's negative sine x and then minus 1. Right, negative sine x divided by negative sine x is 1, so we remain with negative sine x squared is just the same as sine squared x minus 1. And then remember, we can factor out negative 1 so that it becomes 1 minus sine squared x, isn't it? So we can factor out negative 1 here, and then becomes what? 1 minus sine squared x. And then what is 1 minus sine squared x? Remember, we want a single trigonometric term, so this is just same as negative cos squared x. Remember that 1 minus sine squared x is cos squared x, 1 minus cos squared x is sine squared x. Just remember that. Right, 5.2. Given that cos a minus b is equal to cos a times cos b plus sine a times sine b, use the above identity to deduce that sine a plus b is equal to this. Right, now we have cos here, cos a minus b, here we have sine a plus b. So what can we do here? Right, we have to change this so that it's also cos angle. Okay, so how can we do that? We have to use the co-functions. Remember that sine x is just the same as cos 90 degrees minus x. Okay, using the co-functions. So now we are treating this a plus b as our angle, like as our x. Okay, so it means sine a plus b is just the same as cos 90 degrees and then minus and then a plus b, like that. Okay, you see, we're treating this like the x. So now we have cos 90 minus a plus b. Right, so what do we do next? We want it to be cos a minus b, so we can rearrange this inside this bracket again. We can rearrange this and say this is cos 90 minus a minus b, right, after distributing the negative 1 there. Okay, then this becomes cos 90 degrees minus a, like that, and then minus b, like that, and then we can put this in bracket and treat it as one thing. Right, so now if we check, this is like almost the same as this. All right, it's just the same as this. Like the a is like the 90 degrees minus a, and then the b is just like the b. You see that this is just the same as what? As cos 90 degrees minus a. Okay, like that, and then cos b. We're using this part, and then plus here, plus, and then sine 90 degrees minus a. Remember we said that the 90 minus a is just like the a, isn't it? And then times sine b. Alright, again we're using the core functions here. Cos 90 minus a, just same as sine a, and then cos b, then plus, this is like cos a, and then sine b. Okay, so we've managed to prove that sine a plus b is just same as sine a cos b, cos a sine b. Right, 522. Now without using a calculator, simplify the following. We are given that cos a minus b is same as cos a cos b plus sine a sine b, isn't it? So now we have to use our reduction formula here for these two. Right, 420 is above 360. So what you do, you subtract, remove 360 from 420. That's 360 is a complete revolution. So remove 360 from 420. What do you get? You get 60 degrees. So it means this is 360, and then on top of that we have this 60 degrees. Okay, which is 420. So this is in the first quadrant. So just always remove, if it's bigger than 360, remove 360 from that angle till you get an angle which is less than 360. Then you can use your normal reduction formula. Okay, right, so here this is just the same as cos 60 degrees, and then cos 15 degrees, and then plus 300 is in the fourth quadrant. 300 is in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant is 360 degrees minus theta, so it means it's 360 minus 60. This should be the same as negative sine 60. In the fourth quadrant, sine is negative, so this is negative sine 60 degrees. This should be like 90 plus 15. We want also this angle 15 here, cos sine 15. So cos 105 degrees is just the same as cos 90 degrees plus 15. Remember, cos 90 plus x is the same as negative sine x, isn't it? It's the same as negative sine x. So it means cos 90 plus 15 degrees is the same as negative sine x. So you have plus, and then we have negative sine 60 degrees, and then minus sine 15 degrees. Okay, then negative and negative will give us positive. So we have cos 60 degrees times cos 15 degrees, then plus sine 60 degrees, and then sine 15 degrees, like that. Okay, you see that now this is in this form. So it means it can be written like this. It can be written as cos 60 degrees minus 15, which is equal to cos 45. Then this is a special angle. This is like root 2 over 2. In 5.31, given this expression, prove that we have to do the trigonometric identity here. So what can we do? We have the left hand side, and then we have the right hand side. So we have tan squared x, and then 1 over tan squared x minus 1, and then we have cos 2x over cos squared x. Right, this left hand side looks complicated, so let's work with it. So let's distribute tan squared x. That would be tan squared x times 1 over tan squared x, that is 1, and then minus tan squared x, like that. And then right hand side we have cos 2x over cos squared x. Right, tan squared x is just same as sine squared x over cos squared x. Okay, right, this will be like cos squared x 1 over 1, so that the denominators are the same. Cos squared x over cos squared x minus sine squared x over cos squared x. Right, this side we have cos 2x and then cos squared x. Right, here we have same denominator, so we can separate the numerators. Becomes cos squared x minus sine squared x over cos squared x. Right, cos 2x also, remember cos 2x. Cos 2x is also equivalent to cos squared x minus sine squared x over cos squared x. Right, so now we see that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So left hand side is equal to right hand side. So we have proved that this is just same as this. Okay, if you want, you could have changed this to cos 2x. Okay, so it becomes cos 2x over cos squared x is equal to cos 2x over cos squared x, just the same thing. Right, 532, for what values of x in the interval 0 to 90 degrees is tan squared x times 1 over tan squared x minus 1 undefined? Right, please check this. Right, for tangent graphs, just know that the graph is undefined at the asymptotes. So we have like the general formula for that. At x is equal to 90 degrees and then plus 180k, where k is an integer, right? So just know that that's where we have the asymptotes. Okay, so if k is 0, we find that x is equal to 90 degrees, right? And then for this interval from 0 to 180 degrees, where x is equal to 90 degrees, that's where we'll have the graph undefined. Again, just remember, when the denominator is equal to 0, then means that the graph is undefined. So you say that tan squared x is equal to 0, and then we can arctan that. We can even start by square rooting both sides. So tan x is equal to 0, then x is equal to arctan 0, which is x is equal to 0. So it means at x is equal to 0. But now check, 0 is not included, 180 is not included, so this one is out. So it means what we have here is that x is equal to 90 coming from the asymptotes. So once you have the tangent function, just remember this. That's where the graph is undefined. Alright, question 5.4. Determine the general solution of the equation cos 2x is equal to cos x. So we have cos 2x is equal to cos x. Right, cos 2x is 3 identities. Right, we have cos squared x minus sine squared x. Remember, we dealt with that one. And then we have 2 cos squared x minus 1. We also have 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So I'll choose 2 cos squared x minus 1, since on the right hand side we have cos x. Okay, we can write this in standard form. So it becomes 2 cos squared x minus cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. Right, sometimes I find it easier if I replace this with x. Okay, like becomes 2x squared minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then we can easily factorize this. Okay, right, we say 2 times 2x squared times negative 1, that is negative 2x squared. We look for the factors of negative 2x squared that can give us negative 1, that is negative 2x and negative 1x. So we have 2x squared minus 2x and then plus 1x, then minus 1 is equal to 0. Factor out 2x, get x minus 1, then you factor out positive 1, and then get x minus 1 like this is equal to 0. So we have 2x plus 1, and then x minus 1 like this is equal to 0, meaning that x is equal to negative 1 over 2, or x is equal to 1, right? Right, or you can use the quadratic formula here, and then we're going to get these answers. And then you know that your x is cos x, so you can say cos x is equal to negative 1 over 2, or cos x is equal to 1. Right, so now we can use the formula here for finding the general solution, or use the quadrant method. Remember, okay, use the one you're comfortable with. I'll show you both. Right, if you're using the quadrant method, just ignore this negative 1 over 2, find the reference angle, right? And then the reference angle becomes what? Becomes 60 degrees. Okay, ignore the negative sign. Okay, just say cos x is equal to 1 over 2, then what is x? You find 60 degrees if you're using the quadrant method. And then now the negative sign, we know that cos x is negative in the third quadrant and second quadrant. Second quadrant is 180 minus theta, and then third quadrant is 180 degrees plus theta, right? Your theta here is your reference angle. So it's going to be x is equal to 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, and then plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. Then get that x is equal to 120 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. Then the other one is this one, 180 plus 60, So x is equal to 180 degrees plus 60 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. Right, we have this one here, and then we have x is equal to 240 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. And then we have this part also. Right, if you cos this, what do you get? It means x is equal to 0. The reference angle here is 0. So we just have x is equal to 360 times k, where k is an integer. So these are the three that we must have. Right, if you want to use the formula method, just know that for your reference angle, just use it as it is. Say cos x is equal to -1/2, and then cos this, you get x is equal to 120 degrees. And then you have to remember that for cos x is going to be positive or negative reference angle, then plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. So it's going to be x is equal to 120 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer, or x is equal to -120 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an integer. Right, 5.5, given that sine theta is equal to 1/2, calculate sine 3 theta. So it means we must have an expression where we have sine theta. Right, so sine 3 theta can be written as sine 3 theta can be written as sine 2 theta plus theta, isn't it? Okay, right, sine theta can be written as sine 2 theta plus theta. Right, using our compound angle formula, this is just the same as sine 2 theta cos theta, then plus cos 2 theta sine theta. Now we have cos 2 theta here, we have cos theta there, so we have to eliminate those. Right, so what do we do? Sine 2 theta is the same as 2 sine theta cos theta, isn't it? And then we have this cos theta, then plus cos 2 theta. We want the one with sine theta, so it's going to be 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, then times sine theta. Right, so we can multiply this. What do we get? We get 2 sine theta cos squared theta, then plus, we're distributing sine theta here, so it's going to be sine theta minus 2 sine cubed theta. Right, and then cos squared theta is the same as what? As 1 minus sine squared theta. So we can have 2 sine theta, and then 1 minus sine squared theta, and then plus sine theta minus 2 sine cubed theta. Now everything is in terms of sine theta, so we can even substitute our 1/2, but let's simplify further. Right, we're going to distribute 2 sine theta here, so it's going to be 2 sine theta minus 2 sine cubed theta, and then plus sine theta minus 2 sine cubed theta. These are like terms, so we can add them. What do we get? We get 3 sine theta. These are also like terms, so we get -4 sine cubed theta. Now where there is sine theta, we can put 1/2, so it's 3 times 1/2 minus 4, and then 1/2 cubed. Right, and then what do we get? We get 3/2, and then minus, this is like 1/8, which is like 1/2, so it becomes 2/2, which is equal to 1.